What's up guys, DeshHere coming at you today from the Dododex ARK servers. Wanted to go into a little bit of detail about the Exo Meks today, because honestly, they're awesome. We have probably too many of them at this point. They're also the only tech engram, so engrams locked behind a boss, that came with Genesis 2. Everything else was level locked, required ascensions and whatnot. They can be crafted for relatively cheap, honestly, quite cheap, which is also kind of understandable because they are rather easy to destroy, but we'll get into that in a moment. So when you craft them in the tech replicator, and it is just an item, much like the normal mech or a scout or an enforcer. It's crafted into an unassembled Exo Mek. You go ahead and you can either right click or press E on it, as most people normally do. It's named an Exo Mek. Look at that. These things are, I love them, honestly. The sound design on them is really great. They did pretty great sound design with Genesis 2. But let me give this guy a quick paint job. As you can see, they've got 5 out of 6 regions that you can actually color. And back to you in a moment once I've kind of got my ideal set up. That's looking a lot more like it. Now, as you can see, it's kind of hard to see when you're the one getting into it, but you do actually hop in and out of that. I love that. Let's go over the specs. The health, 2,000. The weight, insane, 20,000. That is more than your average skiff, I do believe, and for good reason, because you can craft inside them much like a beaver, except that in this case it is a tech replicator, so you can make anything in here. Anything you can craft at this moment, you can craft inside this Exo Mek. That's kind of for good reason. This is essentially the end game base suit, if you will. This is like if Iron Man potentially had a just absolutely massive house. So you can make some metal foundations in here. You can do whatever you need to. In fact, I'll grab a few things really quick. Show you the absolutely insane mobility we've got here with this jump. And did you hear that? That sound design, so good. Whoever did it, honestly, props. I think I just missed there. Made it. Alright. Okay, so now that we've looked at okay, so funny story. That's what happens when you run out of element. It just kind of crumples into a ball and you get ejected. They do require element to be powered, and very strict on that requirement, it looks like. So let me grab some element. Right, put some element in here. Hey, that's nice. It's the first time I've actually done that, so it's new for me. But anyways, put some foundations down here so I can show you the different modes. And that will, you'll see why that's important if you aren't already aware. Placement is terrible, I'm sorry. Don't worry, we can fix that. Alright, so first of all, you've got combat mode. Literally just means clicking makes you punch. C, you do a smash. It's not the best damage, but it's definitely better than if you were to punch it yourself. Here, I'll show you actually. It also has quite the delay. Not much, not terrible. It is what it is. And then the second mode, we have carry mode. I'll get into that in a moment. Storage mode, though, allows you to pick up any item, just suck it up. So this is definitely really great for base building. Honestly, incredible. There we go, we fixed that. It does go into the mech's inventory as well, by the way. You can't really place things down from there, but you can hold on to it. But here we have a vault. And this will work with pretty much anything I've figured out. Not so much structures, but you can just pick up and move around vaults. Pretty much anything with an inventory that you would place down, so almost everything. Then you just click and click again, and you place that back down. But here's the amazing part about this that honestly is kind of slept on in my opinion so far. If I put a couple of colors in here, and I pick this bad boy up, I just put it down over here, you know, just moving it around, moving the vaults. The inventory remains exactly the same. And before you ask, when you pick up a turret, it does turn off. You can pick up the ammo box as well, which could honestly be quite interesting. That is definitely my favorite part about this. They really took it to the next level. If you storage mode it, it will drop the bag of items. You won't pick those up, so keep that in mind. Make sure you're on the right mode. That is honestly the best part in my opinion about it, is just the massive function it has. But there is one big thing we do have to get into. Alright, for my next trick, I will be controlling these bad boys in RTS mode. You're probably quite aware of this. You can just kind of select them, tell them where to go, tell them to attack something. Looks like we had a bit of lag. Doing some missions at the same time, it sounds like. Alright, so they've just like killed their target. Now I'll just bring them back. And of course you can select them individually. Very, honestly, very precise. There's quite the amount of controls you can get into. This is pretty impressive in my opinion, just the fact that they even were able to do this. And honestly, you can even select yourself to move yourself around. You can't tell yourself to attack anything, which is understandable. But here's the thing, you can look so far away. It does seem to be kind of a ring rather than a square, but that makes more sense to me, honestly. But then, cool thing is, if you have yourself selected, you can just, oh look, we're running this way. So our view is expanding. Technically, it's just moving with us, not really expanding or anything. But yeah, if we go for an attack, nothing happens. It's definitely an interesting experience to kind of play ARK in RTS. Also, the default key for this and what it says regardless is middle mouse button to toggle this mode. Mine is actually control middle mouse button, because I have middle mouse button set to my 0 key, the last slot on my hotbar, and it's actually really easy to change. You just go up here in settings, RTS controls. You can change the toggle, center on player, center on selection, all these good stuff. They have gamepad support as well. So yeah, that's the Exo Mek in a nutshell. It's pretty impressive. Don't mind me, I'm just using our soul ball mod on the server to quickly grab my dinos. I'm on PvE, by the way. That's not on PvP. PvP is largely quite vanilla, actually. Just, you know, quality of life adjustments. So yeah, guys, that is the Exo Mek in a nutshell. You can do all kinds of goodies with it. Let me know how you plan to use this. Is it just to get around your base? Are you just gonna run across the map, hop, skip, and jumping like this? Just because it's honestly quite entertaining, or is your base just so large this is pretty much what you need? Or are you going to use it in RTS combat mode? Has anyone actually done that recently? I'd love to hear how well that went for you. I am trying to get 2,000 subscribers, so if you feel like this helped, literally, if you look at this screenshot, this is my, I will get it literally from today. It's probably still 99% of my viewers watch the tutorials or whatever we're doing here and don't subscribe, so if you feel like doing that, it would be greatly appreciated. Help me on that journey to 2,000 subs. But for now, guys, hopefully this was helpful. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.